Hi, Pipers, come on in. Find a spot you like a lot. 1, 2, 3. Find a spot you like a lot. Listen to me. Find a spot you like a lot. 3, 2, 1. Find a spot you like a lot. We'll have some fun. Let's take a look at our calendar today. The last time I saw you was Tuesday. The last time I saw you was Tuesday, but that's not today. Terrific. Tuesday is done. And we're stuck in the middle of the week. After Tuesday comes Wednesday. Whoa, Wednesday. Whoa, Wednesday. Smack in the middle of the week. Yes, it's Wednesday. Whoa, Wednesday. Wednesday smack in the middle of the week. And we're in that 20 family. Last time I saw you was 26. Add one more. The sun goes up and comes down on a brand new number. Next in the 20 family is, you guessed it, put a 2 in the front seat and a 7 in the back seat. 20, 20, 27. It is the 27th day of what month? This month is coming to an end. Our short month of May. I was walking through the park one day in the merry, merry month of May. Exciting month and more excitement coming up. Let's take out our flag. Stand and take your right hand, put it on your heart, and we'll say the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's go right to our counting chart, because we know how important it is now to know how to count by fives. In order to talk about clocks and time, the circle clock, we have to be able to count by fives because our circle clock depends upon it. So let's practice counting by fives. Remember, we start in the middle of our number line, 1 through 10. Counting by tens was easy because you went to the end to count by tens. When you're counting by fives, we're going from the middle, the 5 endings, to the end with the 0 endings. Let's start on 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and we're done. Because the clock is so much fun. The clock only goes up to 60 seconds. So we only need to be able to get to 60 on our number line. Let's try it again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. We're done. The clock is lots of fun because we found out time keeps passing. Tick tock goes the clock as the time it passes. Tick tock goes the clock. Time passes by. And you know what? You can't stop it. You can try to stop it. You can try to make time stop so you can stay on the playground longer. You can try to stop it when you're watching your favorite TV show, but it keeps going. It keeps going right through breakfast, lunch, dinner, right till bedtime, and even while you're sleeping. Time never stops. And yesterday we found how 6 seconds, those 60 seconds, quick little snap seconds, 60 of them make 1 minute. 60 minutes makes an hour. 24 hours makes a day. 7 days makes those weeks we've been counting. 4 weeks makes a month. And that is the end of the year. Oh my goodness, it passes so quickly. Tick tock goes the clock. There's no stopping it. So today we're talking about that year. And remember, we started our year in September. Over here on the train in September. That's when we got to pre-K land. It was so exciting to have you come to sit on my rug and to spend time with you. September was the first month of the school year. And then we got to October. Oh, remember Halloween? We had the best Halloween party. You dressed up, I dressed up. October was fun. Then November, Thanksgiving, we had the big feast. We did the play. It was so much fun. Then December. December, we had Hanukkah, Christmas, and Kwanzaa. Parties all month. Then we started with a brand new year. We welcomed that new year when the ball of light came down to the ground in New York City, Times Square. And we said, Happy 2020, 2020, a brand new year. We've had all the exciting things that were going to happen to you in 2020. In January. February was Valentine's Day. Remember, we sent out those secret Valentines to our friend. March, we marched into March. We marched right in. The grandparents came to visit. We had St. Patrick's Day. Then April was Easter. May flowers. We're still in the month of May. The time is passing. But our year here in school is almost over. It's almost over, but new and exciting things are coming your way. Hooray. It's over. It's almost over the school year, but new exciting things are coming your way. We're going to be talking about your graduation. You're moving on up to a new place. The yellow group moves up to blue. And the blue group, thank goodness, just like you did last year, moves up to green. But you, only you are having a graduation. A graduation means a bigger change. And we're going to be talking all about that next week. The bigger changes in store for you because we're at the end of the year. Now, Kathy told you how easy breezy the digital clock was. So let's practice that digital clock. Where do you see the digital clock? Well, it's all over your house. It's on your iPad. It's on your computer. It's on your TV. It's on your microwave. It's in mom and dad's bedroom. That's the alarm they usually set. It's an alarm clock. The digital clock is everywhere, and it's so easy to read. I can teach you to read a digital clock in 3 seconds. The amount of time it takes me to make this rectangle is how easy the digital clock is. There's 2 dots in the middle. They count off the seconds. So if you want to see how many seconds it takes you to clap your hands, you'll watch these 2 dots blink. If you want to see how many seconds it takes for you to jump up and down 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're going to count how many times those little dots blink. These are the seconds. They blink, blink, blink. Just like the second hand on a big clock, the skinny little hand goes tick, 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 tick. Well, they do the same job. They count off the seconds. In the front of the digital clock, there's a place for 2 numbers. And in the back, there's a place for 2 numbers. Now in the front, that's where you keep track of the hours. What hour it is. That's in the front of those 2 dots. The front of the 2 dots tells us the hours. Now the back of the 2 dots, that's what tells us the minutes. So we read the hours first, and then we read the minutes. The hours first, and then in the back, the minutes. Now the hours are easier because the hours, remember, only go from the numbers 1 to the numbers 12. There's no 13 o'clock at all. The minutes are a lot harder because they go from the numbers 1 to the number 59. And then when you get to 60, it changes back to 1. Hours are easy breezy. So when you look at the digital clock, first you look at that hour. It's the hour of 3. Then you read the minutes. What number's that? 13. What's the time? 3:13. You know how to do it. You can go to any digital clock now, and you can read first the hour, then the minutes, and you've got it. Let's try another one. Did you say 6:35? You're correct. How easy is that? 6:35. So you go impress your mom and dad and your brothers and sisters. Tell them the time from those digital clocks because it's easy to the breezy. How about this one? Well, you can say 12:00, but the 00 means the beginning of the hour. So when we see 00 in the minutes, that's what we call o'clock. That was on our sheets today at workbook time. 00 is the beginning of the hour. No minutes have passed. The hour's just started. 12 o'clock. You could have one number or two numbers on the right side. The time is 7:05. You can say 7:05, or you can say 5 minutes after the hour of 7. So we always read the hour first and then the minutes first on our digital clock. And remember, you can find them all over your house. Unfortunately, the circle clock is a lot different. The circle clock doesn't look anything like the digital clock. It's a different shape. The circle clock doesn't look anything like a digital clock. It has hands on it. And we're going to be learning to read those hands, the small little hour hand and the big long minute hand. And don't forget the second hand that ticks around the clock every hour to every little line till it gets back on the top. Tomorrow we're going to talk about how this circle clock works, because this is the clock they have in kindergarten. And we said that time can be your enemy. Time to wake up. Oh, you don't want to wake up. You want to sleep. Time to turn off that TV. Oh, you want to see the end of that TV show. Time to come in and wash your hands for dinner. No, I want to stay on the slide. Sometimes time is not my friend. But next year in kindergarten, this circle clock is going to be your friend. This circle clock will tell you when it's time for gym. You're going to love gym. This circle clock will tell you when it's time for lunch. You're going to love lunch. Most importantly, this circle clock will tell you when it's time to go home, when the bus will be bringing you back to your house. So this circle clock is going to be your friend, and it's important you know how to use it. And that's what we're going to be practicing this week at Piper School. And my story today is How to Tell Time. It's a very old story, but it's one of my favorites because it talks about how they told time a long time ago, so that you can see the importance of learning about that clock and how to tell time. Let's see what happens. Tommy's name was Tommy O'Toole, but his family called him Tommy Too Late because that's what he was. Tommy was always late. He was late getting up in the morning, late having breakfast, late. He often missed the school bus because the school bus waits for no one. He was late for breakfast, late for lunch, and late for dinner. His parents were not happy. He was late for his haircut, late for his swimming lessons, and late to go to bed, which meant that he couldn't get up in the morning. Tommy was late for everything, and something had to be done. But what? People a long time ago used to tell time by the sun and the shadows on the sun, said Tommy's dad. Let's turn your bed right by the window so you'll catch the morning sun when it comes up on the east, and then that will wake you up. That worked. The next morning, Tommy woke up as soon as that sun shined in his eyes. But he took too long getting dressed, and he missed his breakfast, and he was still late for school. Well, let's try something else, said his dad. We'll try an old-fashioned sand glass. People long time ago used that to tell them what time it was by the sand slipping through the sand glass. Well, that was a great idea. The next morning, as the sand slipped through the holes in the sand glass, Tommy got up quick. He got ready for school. He was on time, but on the way to the bus stop, he stopped to watch the steam shovel working, and oh no, he was late again. Tommy's father and mother tried everything they could think of. They set up a sundial in the garden. Then the sun would cast a shadow to show Tommy when it was time for him to come in from playing and have his dinner. They lit a candle in the evening with marks on it like they did a long time ago. It's a candle clock. And when it melted, it would tell you what time it was, so you'd know when it was time to go to bed. But Tommy O'Toole was still Tommy Too Late almost all of the time. Then one morning, they decided to try something new. That day, Tommy's father came home with a little box. I brought you a friend to go with you everywhere to tell you what time it is, he said. He opened the box. There was a watch just like Daddy's own. The shorter hand is called the hour hand. It points to the hour of the day or the night, Tommy's father said. Tommy began to count the hours, the numbers on his clock. There's only 12, he said. That's right, said his dad. The time stops at 12 for the hour. This is getting up time in the morning, said Tommy's father. The little hand is on the 7, and the big hand is on the 12, the beginning of the hour, 7 o'clock. Okay, said Tommy, I'm going to wake up at 7 o'clock. This means it's time to leave to school, said Tommy's father. Your bus comes at 8 o'clock. The little hand's on the 8, and the big hand's on the 12, the beginning of the hour. Okay, said Tommy, I leave for school at 8 o'clock. This is lunchtime, said Tommy's father. Both hands are on the 12. You'll get to go and have your lunch at school. All right, I like lunch. I'll be ready for my sandwich at 12 o'clock. This is time to go home. When the bus will take you home, said Tommy's father. The little hand's on the 3, and the big hand's on the 12. It's the beginning of the hour of 3 o'clock. Yeah, said Tommy, 3 o'clock. I get to go home and play. This is the time we have supper, said Tommy's father. The little hand's on the 5, and the big hand's on the 12. 5 o'clock. Okay, I won't be late, said Tommy. 5 o'clock, got it. And this is bedtime, said Tommy's father. 7 o'clock. The little hand is on the 7, and the big hand is on the 12, so you'll get plenty of rest. But wait a minute. Wasn't 7 o'clock getting up time too? Said Tommy. That's right, said his father. The hour hand circles the 12 hours once every day and once every night. What about all the other hands, said Tommy. Well, the longer hand on your watch is the minute hand. The minutes it tells are very short, so it circles the watch's face every hour. It starts from the top. Say at 4 o'clock, the beginning of the hour of 4. Every 5 minutes, it passes a number. When the minute hand is on the 3, you have to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15. It's 15 minutes past the hour of 4, or 4:15, or a quarter past 4. A half past 4, the minute hand is down at the bottom. Count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's 30 minutes after the hour, or half past the hour. When it gets to the 9, the hour is almost up. Count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. It's 4:45. The little hand is now getting close to 5 o'clock because when the big hand reaches the 12, it will be 5 o'clock. 4 o'clock is haircut time tomorrow, said Tommy's father. So Tommy watched his clock for 4 o'clock. 10 o'clock is recess. Don't forget to have fun, said Tommy's father. He watched his watch for 10 o'clock. Don't forget, 11 o'clock, you have swimming lessons on Saturday, said Tom's father. He knew what time it was. A watch will be your good friend always if you take good care of it. How do I do that, said Tommy. Well, take it off if you're near the water or sand, and make sure you take it off at night when you go to bed so you don't bang it. So Tommy took good care of his watch. He wore it wherever he went, and it told him the time. Now when Tommy's asked what time it is, he says, when he is asked what name he has, he says, Tommy O'Toole. But now his family calls him Tommy on Time, because that's what he is, always on time. And Kathy wants you to be able to read that clock in kindergarten so you'll be on time.